Good day and good vibe, and welcome to another episode of Chill Art. Chill Art is a public service program of the Leesburg Center for the Arts. The program's goal is to help people shift focus to the positive. Body-mind experts and guest contributors from across the country volunteer to present their mindfulness modalities and give our viewers tools to better cope during challenging times. Then, after their presentations, we walk you through a short, no artistic ability required art project. Think of them as fun, creative, moving meditations that calm the soul and raise the spirit.
Hi guys, letting that ring out a little bit. Hi and welcome to Chill Art. I'm Deb Hoops, more widely known as That Handpan Lady, and I am an intuitive improvisational musician out of Southwest Florida. I'm here today to share a few things with you about that are related to the subject matter of mindfulness. And the first thing that I want to share with you guys is my mantra in life. It is the one thing that on a daily basis I really take to heart and am most mindful about, and that is always remember the eagle and the wind. Take that which comes up against you and use it to lift you up higher. Secondly, to truly be in that space, that zone, whatever it is that you want to call it, but to be mindful and focused in the present, I absolutely believe that you have to find your thing in life. And what your thing is going to be is whatever it is that fills your heart, your soul, your spirit, and your tanks. Because that's bliss and that's Zen. And whatever it is, it doesn't matter whether it's hand panning, whether it's reading books, whether it's hiking, whether it's helping other people, that's your thing. And know that it may not come quickly to you. I am actually certified to teach both Tai Chi and Qigong, and I thought that at this stage of my life that was going to be my journey, that was my calling. And I did that until I discovered the handpan, and then, oh my gosh, my whole life changed. Now I play for yoga studios and for meditation classes and Reiki classes. I do sound therapy for other people and for myself. I play in public venues, and the main thing is I am a firm believer that music is medicine, and that is a truth that I have been called to share. And so I really welcome this opportunity. Thank you to this organization, Chill Art, for allowing me this opportunity to do exactly that. So now I'm going to invite you guys to sit on back. I want you to close your eyes. You can come back another time and look at what I'm doing and see what instruments I'm hitting. But right now, I want you to just close your eyes. I want you to sit on back. And I want you to listen to all the sounds of these instruments that you're going to hear, and especially this amazing one known as the handpan. And I really hope you enjoy it, and if you do, please check me out on Facebook and Instagram. I'm a tiny bit on YouTube, not much, but mostly Facebook and Instagram. And you can find me under, wait for it, That Handpan Lady. So So, alrighty then, that's it. Are you guys ready to relax? Then let's do this. So we're going to start out, number one, your eyes need to be closed. And I want you to take 5 deep breaths at your own pace, not necessarily with me. I want you to take 5 deep breaths. Eyes closed, 5 deep breaths, and then revert to regular breathing. Start breathing now. next time.
And now for the No Artistic Ability Required art tutorial. One of the things I like to do is to turn people onto the playfulness of the wet-on-wet technique of watercolor. So we're literally going to play with this art project. We're going to grid off a sheet of watercolor paper, brush in some water, and then we're going to drop paint into each of the squares and let it move and run, and the term is bloom. So that's going to be super fun. And also we're going to cut the grid up after we do that, so we'll have a bunch of different squares to doodle upon. I am calling this art tutorial Miros Trees because an artist I know commented when he saw these. He said, "Ooh, it reminds me of Miro." And Miro was a sculptor, a painter, and a ceramicist born in Barcelona. His first name is Juan. It is Spanish. And according to Wikipedia, his work has been interpreted as being surreal with a personal style. And he was also notable for his interest in the unconscious or the subconscious mind, reflected in his recreation or recreation of the childlike. So let's get our subconscious inner child to come out and play with us today. I created 2 downloadable templates for you. There are 2 grids, one with squares that are 1.5 inches and the other that are 2 inches. And we're going to use the 2 inches today just because they're bigger and it's easier to see in a tutorial. So we're going to start with that. There's also a downloadable graphic that you can print so that you have just a couple of ideas of Miro-like trees. And of course you can invent your own because that's what's super fun. We'll get to this in a second. That's when we're dropping our color in. So let's go. Here's how you can work with these grids to transfer it to watercolor paper. All you need to do is print one of these grids if you don't feel like mapping this out with a ruler, and tape it to a window. So tape it to a window and then put a piece of watercolor paper on top of it. And you don't have to draw the lines at that point. All you have to do is make little tick marks of where things end and begin. So we're going to do that. So after you tick off those marks, just take a straight edge, doesn't even have to be a ruler, and just connect the dots. You're going to be cutting on these lines, so you don't have to keep them too light, just enough so you can use your scissors later. Not everybody has a paper cutter at home, so we're going to grid these off. You're going to find that I'm going to go quiet at moments, and that's because there are certain things that can be sped up. Okay, so having that done, we are going to begin painting. So you will need your water, and we are going to kind of simulate some of Miro's color schemes, which are the primary colors of yellow, red, and blue with a green. And then, of course, our black will be our black pen that we use to put in our trees. So here we go. We've got this grid. And I actually started this a little earlier so that the paint could dry, because we can't draw on top until the paint dries. So let's demonstrate how I got to this point in some of the squares so you can watch how things can bloom. And this is so much fun. This is just play. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to put water, not all the way to the edges, just within the center in a square or rectangle pattern here, shape I mean. And you're just going to put the water in, put a bunch of it in. It doesn't have to be sopping. Okay, this is my little travel pack of watercolors. Love it. So I'm just going to pick up some red and watch this. I'm just going to drop it in and go ahead and watch that bloom. It'll spread out through the water, but it will be stopped by the barrier of where I painted the water on the dry paper. And I'm just going to let it do its thing. It's so random and super fun. All right, then I'll pick up some blue. I'm going to do the same thing with the blue. It needs a little bit more paint in it. I'm going right off my paints. You can also use a little dish to thin them down if you'd like. It's up to you. There are no rules, except you don't want to brush on as much as you want to drop on. And now, a little art talk here. If you put all three primary colors together, what do you get? And I mean out of paint, I don't mean out of light. You get brown. So I'm keeping them fairly separate, but it's fine if they wash in together. I wouldn't mind a little orange with those two. And I can add more water, make it drippier, let it do its thing. So those are the three primary, and Miro also like to incorporate green. So I'll put green in some of them. Maybe that's not the green he used. It really wasn't. It's more, maybe this green? Again, there are no rules. You don't have to stick to this color scheme. In fact, the picture that people saw online of my trees were all different colors. So I'm just going to let that all sink in. And dry. You can see these are already fully dried. So we'll do that, and then we'll come back. Okay, well, we're waiting for this to dry. And by the way, if you have a hair dryer on hand, you can use that. You can place this in the sun. It dries up pretty quickly, but I'm kind of in a rush because I want to get this done. So I'm cutting the ones that I had done off already. And I'll just set this in a sunny window and get to it later. Okay. So the next step is we just want to cut cards out of these. Okay, the next thing you're going to need is a permanent ultrafine marker. And I'm going to make a little pile and just bring out my sample Miros Trees. So I'm just going to look at it and define which way I want it to go and pick a tree or invent a new one. I'm going to do this right on top of here so the polka dots don't drive you crazy. Let's see, do I see a tree in this, like a blot drawing, or do I just want to put a tree out there in nature? And I think I'm going to pick this one, which is just a dot and a line and a circle and another circle. And again, it's childlike. It doesn't have to be exactly like the drawing. And I'll put in some dots. Now, I first did these up in a house near the woods. I'm going to make it different than the drawing, and I'm going to do more circles. And instead of bringing them home, I left them in a bowl with some blank ones without trees on them, just blank cards that I had watercolored for them. And who knows, maybe they'll be sitting around at the dinner table talking and find them and create their own trees. Here, let's put some little grass. And there's a fun doodle. You can write a message on the back and give it to a friend. Let's see, how about another one? Something similar that has dots. How about here, like that? A little taller. And we'll do this. And more dots. I staggered these. You can do whatever you want. You can not even do trees. You can do hearts, or maybe you're good at doodling little animals. I'm working on that myself. These are fun. What do I see in this? Do I see a storm coming over here? Do I see a sunset, a sunrise? Does it matter? No. This is the subconscious and unconscious mind. I think I'll do something right in the middle. And an infinity sign. And then another infinity sign, only bigger. And then another one. And one more. My little tree. Let's interpret this. What do you see in this? Maybe, and this isn't on the chart here, maybe I just want to create a tree in the wild. I think it needs something else, don't you think? What would you put on this? Maybe more squiggles? Maybe a dot in the middle? It's all about playing. Don't feel so attached to these doodles I've done. Create your own. These are just examples of how you can combine dots, dashes, and whatnot in a fun way and come up with something joyful. And again, you can use any color. You don't have to use these 4 colors. So I'd really like to see what you create. And you can do that by sending us images to LCFA.BUZZ@gmail.com. That's right. Go ahead and shoot some images, send JPEGs or PNGs to LCFA.BUZZ@gmail.com, and we'll put them up on the Chill Art webpage. The Chill Art webpage is leesburgarts.com, which is our website, leesburgarts.com/chillart. And on that Chill Art page, you will see all the supplies that are needed for each of the episodes. You'll find a bio of the presenter from the beginning of the show and their links. And we also have galleries up for many of the episodes. And we'd love for you to add to those galleries. Okay? So until next time, please share this episode with friends and family. It's a great way to unwind, relax, be mindful, and be in the now.